Jesus is the sun, not the Son of God, but the sun that rises in the east and sets in the west. And Mary is the symbol of the vagina, a fertility symbol. Christianity is nothing else but sun worship. I can already see the Christians clicking the close button. And that's good. If you want to go, go. But if you are a Christian who wants to know how deep this rabbit hole goes and whether I'm true or not, then let's investigate. Signs and symbols rule the world, not words nor laws. Confucius. Let me show you a couple of symbols that rule the world. Let's talk about the sun first. The winter solstice occurs during the hemisphere's winter. In northern hemispheres, this is the December solstice, usually 21 or 22 December. And in the southern hemisphere, this is June solstice, usually 20 or 21 June. This is also called midwinter, extreme winter, or the shortest day. So what happens is that winter solstice is the shortest day of the year, which means the sun is not really close to us. In the ancient times, people were thinking of the sun as the god. And it was like, the sun is going away from me. It's not good because we can't grow crops and we can't go out to the nature and things like that. So they were like, we want to have the sun back. And they observed the sun and the sun's movement, and that is also called astronomy. But there's also astrology, which is to claim divine information about human affairs and terrestrial events by studying the movements and relative positions of celestial objects. When I was a Christian, I was told to stay away from astrology because it's all demonic and all devilish and all satanic. Not mentioning that the Bible is also full of astrology. Just think about the stars that showed where Jesus is going to be born. What happens after the winter solstice is there is 3 days when the sun is not coming closer to us. So the ancient ones were like, we don't know what's going to happen. Is the sun going to come back or not? So 22nd, 23rd and 24th of December is like the sun is dead. And the sun is dead for 3 days. Do you remember who else was 3 days in the tomb? Was it Jesus? Oh yeah. That's it. That was Jesus. And on the 25th of December, these ancient pagan people who worshipped the sun, they had a celebration day called Saturnalia or Christmas, worshipping the sun that comes closer and is becoming hotter. The days are becoming longer, and soon enough we can start to grow crops and go outside and enjoy the weather. Now you could say that this is just coincidence, right? 3 days in the tomb, dead, the sun 3 days, not moving, closer, being dead, and then resurrecting on the 25th day. Jesus resurrects on the 3rd day. But isn't it too much for a coincidence? Just be true to yourself. It was very hard for me to question what I was believing in, because I was like, I will lose my salvation. But I realized that truth is very important to me. And why would I lose my salvation if I'm just researching the truth, right? Talking about coincidences, let's go further in our investigations. How about other gods from the ancient ones? The sun worshippers, the pagan ones. Attis, god of Greece, 12,000 BCE, born on 25th December, born of a virgin, crucified, dead for 3 days, resurrected. Coincidence. Oh, and by the way, notice the rays, symbolizing the sun rays. Dionysos, god of Greece, 500 BCE, born on 25th December, born of a virgin, performed miracles, known as the King of Kings, known as the Alpha and Omega, died and was resurrected. Coincidence. Oh, and by the way, notice the symbol of the cup and the pitcher. Jesus had a famous quote, something like, "Who is going to drink my pitcher?" before he was going to be crucified. And also, he created wine out of water. This is all symbolic. Horus, god of Egypt, 3000 BCE. Born on 25th December, born of a virgin, announced by a star in the east, adored by 3 kings, teacher at age 12, baptized and started his ministry at age 33, 33-degree Freemasonry, performed miracles, called the Lamb of God, crucified, dead for 3 days, resurrected. Coincidence. And by the way, the eye of Horus is the all-seeing eye that the Illuminati and the Freemasons use. That means that the Illuminati and Freemasons are actually Christians. Or put in a different way, Christianity is the Illuminati and Freemasonry. Krishna, God in India, 900 BCE, born of a virgin, announced by star in the east, performed miracles, walked on water, dead for 3 days, resurrected, and here's an additional one, the 8th avatar of Vishnu God. Talking about avatar, look at the color of their skin. Can you see the similarity? And also the Lamb of God having a sheep next to Krishna. Where did I see this before? Coincidence. Mithra, God in Persia, 12,000 BCE, had 12 disciples, performed miracles, worshipped on Sunday, his mother called the Queen of Heaven, dead for 3 days, and resurrected. Coincidence. And by the way, he is just killing the bad dragon or Satan, just as Jesus would. Coincidence. Tammuz, God in Sumeria, 2600 BCE, born on 25th December, born of a virgin, called Lord and Savior, was healing people, mocked and humiliated, went to the underworld, resurrected. Coincidence. And he was also in a tomb, just like Jesus. Coincidence. Now when Christians see these gods, they say it was the devil who created all these gods and all these religions so to confuse us. Really? So you are telling me that the devil knew it in advance that Jesus is going to come and then he created all these religions. That means he's all-knowing and he's all-powerful. Hence, by their own definition, God is powerless and incapable. Now, when we talk about the 25th of December as the birth of Jesus and the birth of all the other pagan sun god worship gods, then we have to talk about some symbolism again. The 25th of December was honored by all these pagan sun worshippers as the day when the sun would come back and the days would become longer. Because it was celebrated at the eve before, therefore they were not sure whether the sun would really come back. So they were sacrificing their children. And therefore we have the gingerbread man hanging on the tree, symbolizing human sacrifice. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they were putting their little children and massacring them under the tree. And that was the gift for the sun to come back. Not realizing that Christians, when they put the gift under the tree, they are symbolizing putting their babies under the tree so that the sun would come back. They are the same pagan worshippers. Sun worship, nothing else. Oh, and by the way, red symbolizes blood. So that's why we have all these red around the Christmas tree. The red balls symbolize blood drops. And these are the gifts Christmas put under the tree, not knowing what the fuck they are doing. They are following the same ritual. They are sun worshippers. And at the top of the Christmas tree, what else would it be than the star that was guiding the kings to Jesus? And it also represents the all-seeing eye at the top of the pyramid. So you see, Christianity is the same as the Illuminati and the Freemasonry. Nothing new under the sun. And I thought, when I was a Christian, I'm all against those bad guys. And I had no fucking clue. And that's the problem. Because those who are initiated, they are called illuminated, right? The Illuminati. They know exactly what these mean. And you don't. That's the difference. You do the same thing, but you just don't know what the fuck it means. The Virgin and her son, Mary and Jesus, Yashoda and Krishna, or Isis and Horus. Which one? They are one and the same thing. That's why the illuminated artists were depicting them in the same way. Look at the halo around the head, the halo around the head, the halo around the head, illuminating the mother as well. And we can see the halo here as well, the sun. And by the way, when we talk about Isis, which Isis are we talking about? Isis, the goddess from Egypt, or Starbucks, that looks the same, or the Statue of Liberty, that again is the same thing. As you can see, these are the sun rays symbolizing the sun. The crown symbolizes the sun rays. And again, you can see here the two snake tail as on the old Starbucks. And as we can see on the ancient goddess Isis statue. It's one and the same thing. And yet, they are telling us that Isis is this. All they are doing is trying to confuse us. They do this deliberately. It's intentional. Because they know, they understand all these symbols. That's why they are Illuminati. Because they do understand it. And that's why I'm showing it to you. So that you can understand it. As I said, the sun is the sun. The sun is nothing else than the real sun. They deliberately named it in the Bible sun so that it sounds like the sun. You can't make this stuff up. It's all intentional. They understand it. And look at this. This is the sun, Jesus, walking on the water, right? And you can see the lights on the water. Now if you look on the left, you can see the sun and you can see how the light is walking on the water. Walking on the water is just a symbol, nothing else. Oh, and by the way, Mary or Ishtar or Isis is symbolizing female fertility. It's not about the virgin birth, it's about this. It's about the vagina. And if this wouldn't be enough proof for you, because this is just a drawing, right? Let me show you the real one. So if you don't want to look at nudity, please stop this video. Can you see this now? They make it very obvious if you look for it. Here's the clitoris. It's exactly the same shape. They put this robe always in the same way so that it can be obvious for the illuminated one that this is the clitoris. The clitoral hood is always having a robe on top of the head so that it is always obvious for the illuminated one that it is the clitoral hood. Again, the robe symbolizes the labia and the vagina, usually in the middle, with some kind of opening or a circle. This is when Mary has an open hand. This is another version, when she's praying, right? Praying. Same clitoral hood, and the clitoris is now the put together hand. Yes, it's not praying, that's the clitoris. And obviously we still have the robe, which is the labia, and the vagina is most likely symbolized by this blue scarf. If you are a Christian and you watch this and you feel like crap, that's fine. I felt crap as well. And if you feel like going onto your knees and praying to God to show you the truth, I did that as well. Just do it and wait for no answer. When you really want to get out of this shit, then listen to my advice. Try to think and use your brain. That's the best thing you can do. I realize that Christianity wants nothing else but sheep who don't think. It's the biggest brainwashing ever. And I'm out of it for good. Oh, and some of the Christians say that, yes, this is just Catholicism. No, it's not. All of the divisions in Christianity is coming from the same source. It's Catholicism. It's universal religion. You could see it's in Egypt, in Persia, in Syria, all around the world. The universal religion. Sun worship. Alright guys, that's it for me for today. This video wouldn't have been possible without your support. Thanks everyone who supported my channel so far. I couldn't have done this without you. If you see the Virgin Mary, think of the vagina. See you in the next one.